Hello there YouTube, this is Wheelchair21, and on today's rolling review, we have Figuarts Trychaser 2000 from Kamen Rider Kuuga. Now, this bike has been one of the, I would say, few to possibly many bikes in the Kamen Rider franchise that were yet to be made until now. I mean, this thing didn't come out until the Seiho edition was released, and I believe they also had to reissue the Seiho in the same month as this was released. Yeah, this thing, this nice, awesome little box one that's more accurate to the goddamn suit. Yeah. So, it's funny. It took forever for Trychaser to be released, and Beatchaser is going to come out later this year as a Tamashii Web Shop Exclusive, but nonetheless, it's great that we finally got it. The box is pretty much simple and basic to like most rider bikes, and it shows you how to pretty much pose it with your rider. Honestly, there's not much really that this bike has other than the bike itself, and it's the little Tamashii Stage Effect, because most of your gripping hands have already previously came with Kuuga. So let's get right into our bike. Once removing the Trychaser 2000 from box, you can see it has a glorious silver, black, red, and gold design. And it really stands out, and it looks magnificent. Now, one thing I can automatically say is, these are one of its most fragile pieces on the bike. These will most likely snap and break off. They do have a little bit of flow, a little bit of flex, but I wouldn't bow it too much. As you can see, it does move. Just be careful of those. If this falls over, they can break. Honestly, I gotta say, I like the detail in the engines. It really looks good, looks great. The headlights, nice blue plastic, really looks like they can turn on. All the tires, good, looks like a normal dirt bike. Honestly, it works great. It looks like the bike. It does what it needs to do. The back tire actually moves. And when you want to do aerial poses using Tamashii stages, you're supposed to push the back wheel down. Pushing it down. Okay, I gotta figure it out. Okay. You push the back wheel down, and you're supposed to take this little Tamashii piece and slide it up in the back end of the wheel here, and up and in. Problem is mine has a weird issue where it's not molded right in there. It's not. It's a little lopsided, and the clip is honestly not working whatsoever. I mean, this piece right here, some people will probably be able to get theirs to lock into place correctly. However, mine does not. So I can't even show it in the air doing, aerial maneuvers and other stuff, like when it's bouncing off stuff, since, Kuuga did go really vigorous with this bike. He really went to the extremes with this bike, and then even excelled with the Beatchaser. But this little piece right here doesn't really fit, and I think it's a molding issue. Probably others have that issue too, like mine, and that kind of sucks. As well as it comes with the basic stand for when you want to make it look like he's actually riding or just basic driving around casually. But nevertheless, let's go into our final evaluation and see Kuuga on his bike. And finally, we have rider and bike at last. Once having, Kuuga riding the Trychaser, it really looks great. It looks nice. The problem I always have with bikes are, I can't really get my riders to fully ride their bike. I can't even get them to straddle their bike. I can't even really pose them on the bike. There seems to just be an issue at how wide the seat is, or how the hip joints move, to just really try to mount the bike. You can't. It seems hard to. It's one of the troubles I've always had with Figuarts and the bikes. It's just one common flaw I think there is. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the figure I got. I just have problem torquing the hips or getting them to just sit there nicely without having to either fumble around with it for 20-odd minutes. I gotta say, though, the design of the bike has always been really simple and great. It's one of those bikes that a lot of people still haven't seemingly taken an interest in, unless you're, a Kuuga fan. I think it's great. I think its upgrade is great as the Beatchaser when it's rebuilt. I like the paint job of both. They really just speak well. If I actually get a Beatchaser, I am surely to review it. Like I said, there's only a few problems with it. Mine is the QCR with the bottom of the chassis or whatever, where I cannot fit this cod piece in, so I can display it on Tamashii stage. Another is the possibility of these breaking off in the back, the little antennas on his exhaust. I don't know what the antennas are for. I'm pretty sure it's for the radio built into the bikes to communicate and radar system. But other than that, I think this bike is overall made perfect. It's just like all other rider bikes based on the design, looks and feels like an actual bike, moves like an actual bike, and there's nothing honestly wrong with it. Like I said, there's just two issues: quality control with the actual Tamashii's cod piece, and the possibility of the antennas breaking. Other than that, it's a great freaking thing to have, and it's a good thing they reissued the Seiho edition real soon, or soon enough to get it with your bike. I honestly got them both separately, but still enjoy having them, because, well, I enjoy Kuuga. Kuuga's one of my favorites. It's always been one of my favorites. I can't really say always been one of my favorites, because at first I didn't like it, but that was just due to the quality of the subs I watched of the show at the time. Nevertheless, though, there are better subs out there for the series now, and I really enjoy it. It's like one of my top 5. But nevertheless, having your rider and bike in hand together is a perfect combo pack. I really gotta recommend that if you can get the Seiho edition still, get it with your Trychaser 2000. You do not want the original release, because it just looks god-awful on this thing. Nevertheless, though, you don't have to get the bike. There are people who just buy the riders and don't need the bikes, and then there's others who are like, I need to have my rider and I need to have my bike. So this is a option that varies between collector. Nevertheless, I am Wheelchair21. You can find all my videos here on YouTube, which are also posted on Herotaku.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and, like I said, since you can find videos like these over at Herotaku.com, not made exclusively for Herotaku.com, but in association with, you can check that site out. You can follow it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Anyways, I'll see you next time with another review.